The stories that are the headlines and the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon. I'm Patrick Paes.
Good afternoon, I'm Jovi Francisco. It's Tuesday, February 13. Here are some headlines on One News. House lawmakers have filed a resolution urging an inquiry into the deadly landslide in Davao de Oro on Feb 6. The document cited the supposed no-build zone in force in the said area. The death toll in the landslide is at 68, while at least 51 people are still missing.
The Food and Drug Administration is open to the legalization of medical marijuana in the Philippines. FDA Director Samuel Zacate said Filipinos should have an array of choices when it comes to medicine.
And the National Bureau of Investigation is coordinating with Japanese authorities in investigating the bomb threat from a certain Takahiro Karasawa. According to the DICT, 6 government agencies received an email containing the bomb hoax yesterday.
Bomb scare, bomb hoax.
Hoax
Same
nga
thing,
talaga
no?
siya.
That came in through email.
Yes, pero siyempre kung government agency ka or kahit siguro private building, pag meron bomb threat, hindi mo pwede siyang tansyahin na
Right.
ano lang
You don't
to,
ignore.
biro lang to. Hindi
Again,
pwede ignore.
err on the side of caution. Mahirap
Of
na.
course.
Mahirap na. Kahit alam mo naman, most 99.9% or maybe 100%,
Yeah.
pag scare yan, hindi nangyayari.
Hindi nangyayari.
Oh.
Pero it pays to check.
It pays to check always.
So yung kaya merong security force sa bawat building, di ba? Para tignan kung pero ba talagang bag na naiwan somewhere, di ba mga ganyan, o kaya talagang merong nakarinig at nakakita na tao na nakitang nag-i-install somewhere. Yeah.
At this point, let's bring in DICT spokesperson Aboy Paraiso. Welcome back to Storycon, Asek Aboy. Asek, the reason we're bringing you in is that the government is trying to trace the origins of this bomb threat via email. So I guess the best resource for this purpose is the ICT. So there, Asek. So it's an email coming from a certain Takahiro Karasawa.
Yes.
And there's even a law office, Steadiness Law Office. So how easy is it to trace?
Asek, please.
There you go. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Patrick, Sir Jovi. Yeah, in this particular case, it's very, very easy to trace because, believe it or not, this particular individual using the same address, same email address, same IP address, conducted these kinds of activities last year, wherein he already sent out bomb threats to several government agencies in the Philippines before. Yesterday, as correctly reported, 6 government agencies received these bomb threats, including the DICT, sir. So this is nothing new when we investigated, but correctly said, we erred in the side of cautions and we exercise our evacuation protocols and then we sweep our individual buildings to verify if these threats were true or not. And as we suspected, this turned out to be a hoax.
Yes, Asek, I might just want to point out, this is a very unusual bomb threat. Number one, it came through email. Dati-rati,
Yes.
text lang yan, tsaka papel lang eh. The second thing is there's the person making the threat actually introduced himself. Okay.
Identified himself, correct?
But
sir.
most likely the name is fictitious. But can you make sense of this?
To be honest, no. You can't make sense of this. There's no easy way to explain the motives of the threat actor or the one who sent out the emails. Believe it or not, again, yesterday when we received the emails, even the government agencies in Seoul, Korea, at the very, very same time received the same emails and the same threats, and then they also exercise their evacuation protocols. So, again, it might be for fame, who knows? But in response to this, we coordinated with the government of Japan. In fact, earlier today, the executive director of our CICC, the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Council, met with the Embassy of Japan together with the NBI particularly to address this particular issue, since again, this is a matter of their jurisdiction, since the individual is a Japanese national, and we trace the domain inside the Japanese territories. And fortunately for us, they are very open, and then they are extending their help in order to resolve this particular challenge.
Okay, so are we suggesting, ASEC, that this is a coordinated threat? Because there's a similar threat happening that was made in South Korea, okay, about the same time. And then we're now coordinating with the Japanese embassy. So this is cross-boundary. This is already international in nature.
Yeah, yes, Sir Patrick. You have to understand when it comes to these particular threats and challenges, particularly with cybercrime and ICT, and crimes involving ICT and the Internet of Things, it's always borderless. They cross countries, and we are no exception to that. Even our own local threat actors sometimes go to other countries to do their criminal activities, and that's why we coordinate with each other, with our allies and like-minded individuals, because we realize now we live in a day and age when these crimes are, as I said before, borderless already.
Okay. Based on your initial findings, ASEC, is this a prank or something more than a prank?
Well, definitely this is a prank, because this came in from one particular individual, and this individual also did the same thing last year. What really escapes me is when he made those threats last year. There were no particular actions to prevent these events from happening again.
So I want to zero in on that, USEC,
ASEC lang po.
or ASEC, I'm sorry.
Okay lang.
Hindi nagawa ng paraan last year. It's a repeat act or repeat offense. But on our part, we reached out the same way we're reaching out now to the Japanese embassy.
Yes, but you have to understand that it's hard, because most of these, the reason why these actors or these criminals are able to do the things that they do is because there is a certain aspect of anonymity when it comes to the internet. You can use fake names, and you can apply for certain domains, and you can have various email addresses in which wherein you can utilize these materials or these platforms to do various criminal activities. So it's kind of understandable, but again, hopefully this time around, because of there are several nations involved already, we can come to a conclusion.
Okay. Alam mo, Patrick, before that, sabihin ko lang na ang mga netizen natin, they've been tagging a certain, what's the name,
Takahiro Kurosawa.
Oo, pero hindi natin sigurado, no? Kung yun kaya wag nilang gawin. Tinatag nila yung person sa social media.
That could actually be a real person with this name.
With the same name.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, there's a certain degree of responsibility rin, and tama ho kayo. Pinapaalalahanan din natin yung ating mga kababayan and yung mga netizens natin na maging maingat ho sa pag-pinpoint. Malay ho natin. Like I said, there's a certain level of anonymity. I can, for example, I can easily as well use Sir Patrick Pais's name to commit my criminal activity. And, it's me who, I attribute to him, pero ako naman ho talaga yung gumawa. So, let our investigators, let our cybercrime professionals do their work, and hopefully we can catch him this time.
Okay, so more or less, ASEC, you've established more or less that this is from a certain individual. You mentioned the word individual, who sent these emails from Japan, from an IP address in Japan.
Yes.
Is that definite, or is there may VPN ba yan, ASEC, na baka niligaw yung IP address? I mean, is that also possible?
Ang concept po kasi ng VPN, it's a tool to mask your location. Pero you have to understand, these VPNs are also registered. So makikita natin yung mga VPN addresses natin na registered na, if this IP address comes up, naka-register to. For example, I don't want to name kasi baka mag-promote ako ng mga VPN providers. So this came in from a VPN provider. So nakalista ho yan, registered ho yan. In this particular case, yung mga VPNs, and in most cases, na-unmask naman ho yan to a certain level of certainty.
So it's more or less certain that it came from Japan. That was sent from
Yes.
Japan, the email.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it's almost certain that it's an individual, or that's not
It's
established.
it's almost certain that it's an individual.
Is it possible,
we have-
Asek, that this is not so much a bomb scare, but more or less a hacking attempt? I mean,
No,
it's an
yeah.
email. That when you open the email, there are other risks that might have been possible.
Yeah, that is a possibility. We would admit that it is a possibility that there would be some Trojan applications
Right.
that are included in the applications. But right now, we have no proof and we don't see any signs that there are any such applications included in those emails, Sir Patrick.
Yeah, parang ano yun, I love you virus. 'Di ba? Parang ganun lang, 'di ba? Asek, I love you virus. Oh.
Oh,
Well, speaking
tama.
of viruses, at saka alam niyo naman, ano bukas Asek Love Month ngayon at saka tomorrow is Valentine's Day. May report na ginawa ang PNP, ito mga 2 weeks warning everyone of mga love scam ang kailang tag doon sa buong mga panloloko na ito. Pero most doon sa mga nilista nila ay by way of social media, emails, and applications. So mabuti baka meron kayong guidance sa ating mga loveless, finding love sa internet, sir?
Well, ang CICCU naman ho, together with Scamwatch, launched a campaign. It's called Unmatched. So, pinapaalalahanan ho natin ang ating mga kababayan na ngayong panahon. Kasi every season, kanya-kanya scam yan eh. Remember,
okay.
nung kapaskuhan ho, ang prevalent na scam, yung shopping scam.
Okay.
So, ito naman ho, Valentine's, ito ho, love scam. So, we profiled a lot of these love scammers. We have the sad boy, sad girl
Yes.
scammer. We have these serviceman scammer.
Yes.
We have these, ang tawag ho nila doon, yung parang marketing, yung nagne-networking ho, investor scammer. So, ganun ho. But we have to remember that most of these scams involve, even though they're committed using ICT and the internet, these involve profiling and yung psychology of the person. So the best way ho para maiwasan natin mga love scams is don't make yourself a target. Wag ho tayo masyadong nagbo-volunteer ng information na malungkot tayo, we're looking for love, and that makes us an easy target for these scammers. So, tapos nag-launch nga, kagaya na sinabi ko, nag-launch naman ho ang CICCU tang Scamwatch ng kanilang campaign. So, maganda na rin ho, magduda ho tayo. We always doubt the intentions of the people that are reaching out to us, pretending to find the love of their lives. Mag-report, i-report ho natin itong mga activities na to. Tapos magsumikap po tayo na talagang kilalanin yung mga taong nagpapakilala ho sa atin.
Tama.
Yun. Ano ba mga modus sa love scam, Asek?
Yun nga ho, yung mga
They're after your money.
nagpapaawa, syempre they play to your emotions, yung sad boy. I think that's the most prevalent yung sad boy, sad
sad
girl.
girl.
And then what
Oo,
happens?
Tapos meron naman yung mga seductress, seductress so na talagang pag kinakausap po kayo kulang na lang ilang masuha ang kaluluwa. So talagang maiinganyo ho kayo.
Okay.
Pero I think the best way, and I think they also evolved because hindi na ho sila diretsong humihingi ng pera ho That
Okay.
there's this certain profile of these scammers that they invite you to invest. Sasabihin nila, kumita ho ako ng ganitong kalaking pera. They invite you to check out their bank accounts, their profiles that they made up. They flex their cars, their homes na hindi naman ho kanila. Tapos sasabihin nila, dito ko nakuha yan. Dahil mahal kita, gusto ko yumaman ka rin. They invite you to invest in these things. So, yung scam mo nag-evolve hindi na diretsong humihingi ng pera.
Nako, may love language
May
involved.
emotional hook muna kailangan. Bingwitin.
That's the first thing talaga. They may use the platforms, but really, the main part of the scam is the psychology of it and the emotional side of it. Kukunin mo talaga yung loob niyo.
Yung isa sa mga sikat dyan na ngayon sa social media, lalo sa Facebook, yung uniform personnel targeting
Yes.
people na single yung profile nila. So, kasi isipin mo, that's green card or whatever card na kaakibat, pero actually it's more of ikaw yung hihinga nila ng pera.
When you
pagdating
say
ng panahon.
when you say uniform personnel, police o sundalo.
Oo, usually mga sundalo. O yung
Sir-
mga servicemen sa
Serviceman
US.
ho, ang tawag
Oo.
natin sa profile na yan,
Yes,
Sir Jovi. So they pretend that they tell you that they're former servicemen, that they retired, they have this lump sum of money. Ito yung usual scamming. They have this lump sum of money na nakaipit sa pension nila. They ask you for money
Yeah.
kasi gusto ka nilang puntahan dito sa Pilipinas. They ask you for money para padala ng ticket, para
Yeah.
naman ma-unfreeze yung account nila.
Yeah.
So these are yung mga red flags natin. Pag nanghingi na ho sa inyo ng pera para ma-unblock yung pera nila o ma-unfreeze yung pera nila, magduda na ho kayo.
Yun.
That's true.
Oo. So, tiga-tito lang yan. So, Asek, hindi na uso yung budol-budol na tumatawag sa telepono para takutin yung kasambahay mo at, di ba? To break into
Naku,
the bedroom
oo.
and get mga alahas at kung ano-ano dyan para ibigay doon sa makikita sila sa
Sir
kanto.
Pat,
Wala na. O,
Sir
meron pa
Patrick,
rin.
nag-evolve na ho ang budol-budol. They use AI now. They call it deepfakes.
Okay.
Yung magagaya ho talaga yung boses at imahe nyo. Kahit mag-video call ho kayo, makikita nyo yung kamag-anak nyo talaga, kaboses nyo talaga.
Yeah.
Yun ang budol-budol 2.0.
I think so.
High-tech, no? High-tech na high-tech.
So beware. At saka mga kapatid, ingat.
Yeah. Asek, so nabanggit mo kanina, seasonal na yung mga scam. In
seasonal.
the season of love and Valentine's, no? So mga love scams. What's next? Mahal na araw is coming up. Pati ba yan, iis kami ng mga tao?
And that remains to be seen, Sir Patrick, kung ano yung mga next. Again, sabi ko,
Ako na,
we can't-
sagutin ko, Asek.
Ano?
Syempre summer ang susunod. Yung mga nag-o-offer ng kung ano-anong mga group trips. Nakita ko na yan eh.
Ayun.
Tapos it's a scam pala, di ba? You'll give reservations and stuff, pero wala.
Wala. Oo.
No,
Fictitious.
we might call it the vacation scam.
Yeah.
Yun. Okay. Holiday scam. Pangmahal.
Oo, eh.
Pangmahal na araw na rin yan. Kasi
Correct,
mga tao ngayon,
correct,
pagmahal na araw is
Malabas.
pambakasyon talaga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Opo.
Yeah.
Maraming salamat.
Anyway.
Asek Aboy Paraiso of the DICT.
Naku.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Maraming salamat po,
Thank
Sir
you.
Patrick, Sir Jovi. Salamat po.
Daming scam.
Oo.
Sa totoo lang.
Very imaginative talaga
Kapag
mga Pilipino.
may lumalapit sa atin, sinasabi na parang na-scam ako because, naniwala ko kasi naka-uniform. Kasi naisip ko, pag ikaw ay isang talagang sundalo, police, o kaya doktor, do you really post na parang may naka-costume ka? Parang di ba ordinary dapat yung look mo, no? Kung totoong tao
Ayun.
ka.
And
So,
ano,
parang dapat red flag.
There's ang hirap, Hirap. Madali sabihin, pero
Pero mahirap pa din.
yeah, but people still fall for it, di ba? I
Yeah.
guess,
Ingat.
They will try on, let's say, 100 people.
Aha.
May isa o dalawa o tatlo lang na
Kumita na
maloko.
sila doon.
Kumita na sila doon.
That's true.
Parang ganun lang yun.
Tama. Okay. So, I think we'll be having a conversation later about what happened earlier today sa Senate.
The Senate hearing today
Senate
of
hearing.
Senator Amy Marcos. This
Yes.
is not on
We
the
carried it live
constitutional
kanina.
amendments. This is more about the people's initiative that they're investigating.
Napirma. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Pirma,
so we'll
okay.
go into that when our reporter from the Senate is already available for the conversation. But anyway, Vice President Sara Duterte is in Malaysia for the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization. So for the updates on that trip, we have Gary De Leon over the phone.
And live.
Live
Okay,
yan,
picture.
naka-zoom na pala. Live
Via
na,
Zoom.
via Zoom si Gary, kung saan po nagko-cover siya sa Malaysia doon sa event ni VP Sara. Before, alam ko na-ambush siya Gary, pero before that, ano nga ba yung purpose ng trip ng Vice Presidente kung ba siya tumungo dyan?
Alam mo, Jovi, nasa Malaysia nga ngayon si Vice President at DepEd Secretary Sara Duterte para dumalo sa Southeast Asian Ministry of Education sa Kuala Lumpur. Siya kasi yung tumatayong presidente ngayong 2024 ng SIMEO hanggang 2025. Si VP Sara ay nagtanumpati ngayong umaga at nagpasalamat sa member ng ASEAN countries na bumoto sa Pilipinas para gawin siyang Pangulo ng SIMEO. Yung SIMEO kasi ay talagang ito ay nakafocus sa education at isa nga sa background nito ay yung pagiging DepEd Secretary ni VP Sara at malaking tulong daw ang ginagawa ng Malaysia ngayon para mapaunlad ni VP Sara ang kanyang programa sa kanyang bagong curriculum na sinasang-ayon dito sa DepEd, Jovi.
Okay, nakita ko, Patrick, yung kuha ni Gary ng ambush interview sa lobby ng event. Pero Gary, napansin ko maikli mga sagot niya, pero na-push nyo yung mga political questions. Pwede bang kwentuhan mo kami doon?
Isa sa mga unang tinanong nga namin ay kung nagkausap na nga si VP Sara, ang kanyang amang si Rodrigo Duterte, at ang kanyang kapatid na si Mayor Baste. Tungkol nga ito sa mga hinaing nila regarding nga doon sa pagbibitiw ni BBM na panawagan ni Baste Duterte at drugs naman kay Pangulong Duterte. Sabi ni Sara ay hindi pa raw sila nag-uusap ng kanyang pamilya at wala pa yung pagkakataon na magkakausap sila. Kaya naman sa mga question kung anong pwedeng mangyari at hilingin sa kanyang pamilya, ang sagot niya ay no comment. Joby.
Maiksi, Gary, yung mga sagot ni VP.
Maikse dahil katwiran niya, wala pang pag-uusap. At sagot din niya dahil hindi naman daw nagtatanong si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos tungkol sa mga statement ng kanyang tatay at ng kanyang kapatid ay hindi na raw dapat siguro pa muna pag-usapan sa ngayon. Pero pag kinausap daw siya ng Pangulo, baka sakali. Pero kung kailan, no comment uli ang sagot ni Vice President.
Maingat, Gary, no? Maingat.
Oo nga, sabi nga, less talk, less mistake. Halos ganun lang talaga sumagot si VP Sara. At tinanong din namin yung tungkol nga kay First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos, yung pang-i-snub niya o yung snaban na nangyari nung papunta nga ng Vietnam si Presidente BBM at yung hindi nga sila nag-shake hands, hindi nagpansinan. Ang sagot niya ay no comment pa rin.
Okay, no comment pa rin.
Sadya naman talagang umiiwas si
binilang ba
VP
nyo,
Sara.
binilang ba nyo, Gary, kung ilang no comment ang kanyang pahayag?
Sa 10 question, siguro pag direct hit,
Oo.
no comment na
No
sagot.
comment. Pero Gary, napansin ko, kompleto naman yung mga nag-cover dyan ng mga TV networks.
Nandyan sila,
Nandyan sila
yeah.
lahat.
Bali, 3 network lang
Yeah.
ang inimbitahan at limited lang kasi yung binigay ng
okay.
Malaysian Embassy na accreditation sa media, kaya isa sa napasama.
Okay.
At kanina nga, na-interview ko siya uli at tinatanungan natin yung naging komento ni Zambales 1st District Congressman Jefferson Kong Hun na sinasabi kung talagang united pa o may unity na nangyayari kay BBM at kay VP Sara ay dapat kausapin niya ang kanyang pamilya at pakiusapan na suportahan nga nila si BBM. Pero sabi nga ni Sara kanina, kagaya ng inaasahan, no comment.
Pati yun, no comment doon.
Pero ngayon may latest siya, tinanong ko. Kasi mahirap questionin si VP Sara ng diretso. So medyo lumigoy tayo ng konti regarding Mindanao. Kasi syempre, sinasabi nga ni Pangulong Duterte na dapat ihiwalay ang Mindanao at yung mga politiko rin na nagsabi na hindi dapat hiwalay. Kaya ang tinanong ko kanina, ano vision mo, VP Sara, sa Mindanao? Ang sagot niya, maayos ang vision namin, paunlarin ang Mindanao kasama niya si BBM. United pa rin daw sila at nagkakaisang diwa ni BBM.
Yes.
Wala raw problema sa kanilang personal at politikal. Pero, ito ang sabi niya, wala siyang pakialam sa mga politikong nagbabanggaan sa Mindanao.
Okay.
Yun ang sagot ni DP.
Yun ang latest doon.
Parang dumidistansya na rin siya doon sa pahayag ng kanyang tatay na magkaroon ng Mindanao Republic.
Yes, Sir Patrick. With regarding nga dun sa Mindanao topic, talagang medyo lumili si Vice President Sara. Siyempre, mahirap din talaga dahil maganda yung sinasabi niyang relationship nila ni BBM. Bagamat maraming nagsasabi dito sa Kongreso ngayon na talagang maganda ang relationship niyo at may unity pa kayo, ay ikaw na ang maging tulay para sa tatay at kapatid mo at para suportahan nga nila si BBM. Pero no comment si
Pati
VP
doon.
Sara.
Okay,
May-
no comment.
meron
Hindi siya tutulay. Parang ganun ba yan, Gary? Ang sabi niya, hindi.
Wala namang, Sir Patrick, Sir Jovi, hindi naman malinaw na sinabi niya hindi siya tutulay.
Okay,
Kaya lang,
okay.
ang sabi niya lang ay
No
wala
comment.
pa yung pagkakataon na magkausap sila. Kaya nga tinanong namin, bakit hindi pa? Kasi hindi naman daw tinatanong ni BBM na pinagpapaliwanag siya ni BBM regarding dun. Parang dead ma lang si BBM, kaya dead ma lang din siya sa issue.
So Gary, mahirap bang ambushin si VP Sara? I mean, access. I'm just wondering, Gary, gano'n yung access?
Kasi sa video,
kay VP
Gary,
Sara?
parang lumapit naman siya sa inyo Pero dito sa Manila, nahihirapan tayo mag-ambush sa kanya. Pero dyan parang lumapit naman siya.
Sa Sa totoo lang, Sir Patrick, Sir Jovi, no, sa tagal ko nagko-cover kay VP Sara, especially dyan sa Metro Manila,
Okay.
talagang sobrang hirap. Kasi may coverage na nga. Kaya meron na siyang nilalakad, hindi pa rin natin alam, meron na lang silang press releases. Magugulat ka na lang, may picture, may video. Dito sa Malaysia, sa experience ko naman abroad, nagpapa-interview naman talaga siya. Pero, syempre, yung mga talagang topic na magiging malaki o magiging usapin pag uwi niya ng bansa ay syempre medyo iwas pa rin yung ating pangalawang Pangulo.
Hindi, kahapon sa ambush na meron siyang very short quip, Gary, tungkol sa politics in general. Tama ba ako ng dinig doon? Yung parang walang, tama ba, permanency ba? Ano yung sinabi niya? Mas alam mo, dali ko yung nag-cover eh.
Oo, parang sinasabi niya rito, sinasabi ko lagi na ang politika parang buhay lang yan. Hindi mo alam kung ano ang mangyayari bukas. Ito yung sagot niya kung tatakbo siya sa national election, sa midterm o sa presidential election by 2028 or 2025. Ang sagot nga niya rito sa question na to, ang politika parang buhay lang yan. Hindi mo alam kung ano ang mangyayari bukas. Etc. etc.
Kamusta naman dyan sa Malaysia, Gary?
Yeah.
Nako, mas mainit sa Malaysia kaysa sa Pilipinas.
Ay, nasa equator yan eh. Diba?
Mas mahaba ang gabi. Very peaceful naman at very supportive yung mga kababayan natin dito. No? Actually, 180,000 na pala ang skilled workers dito na OFW sa Malaysia.
Yeah.
At 70% nito ay mga domestic helper. At karamihan dito ay maaayos at walang naging problema. Maliban na lang syempre yung sa Sabah, na sabi ng ating embassy rito ay medyo marami na yung mga Pilipino na nandoon sa Sabah, ang tinatawag na Sabano. No? Ibig sabihin, walang nationality, hindi Pilipino, hindi Malaysia, pero tinutulungan pa rin ng ating mga kababayan. Dito, walang problema kasi malaki pala ang exchange rate ngayon dito. No? Sa ringgit, 11 pesos sa 1 ringgit. Kaya maraming mga kababayan natin na nagpupunta dito. Pero bili ng embahada natin, huwag kayong maging illegal o huwag kayong papasok sa Malaysia na ang daladala nyo lamang ay tourist visa o wala kayong visa to entry at magtatrabaho kasi napakahigpit daw at napakaraming Pilipinong nahuhuli at ipinade-deport araw-araw dito sa Malaysia.
Tinitingnan namin mga video mo, Gary, no? Walang traffic.
Oo nga.
Yan! Ang luwag!
Napakaganda ng sistema ng kalsada nila. Alam mo sa atin, may mga flyover na pinagawa si dating Pangulong Pinoy at Rodrigo Duterte. Sa kanila, sobrang dami. Sobrang walang traffic at napakamura lang ng toll fee. 2 ringgit lang, which is something 22 pesos lang. Sana ganun sa Pilipinas, At napakaganda ng sistema ng kanilang kanilang
Public
trapiko
transport.
at
Public transport, kamusta?
Alam mo, napadalaw ako dyan minsan. Napadalaw ako dyan, Jovi, Gary, minsan. Yung Malaysia, what impressed me about Malaysia is, Southeast Asia tayo lahat. Pero Malaysia is very multicultural. Halo-halo talaga mga tao. Mapapansin mo, Chinese, Malay, at saka mga yung mas Bombay or Indian yung yung ethnicity nila.
Pareho
So,
tayo.
halo-halo.
Napadaan lang din ako, Patrick. Airport pa lang, na-impress na ako.
Tama.
Okay, that was Gary De Leon, News 5 correspondent, reporting live from Kuala Lumpur. Gary?
Tama.
KL.
Kuala Lumpur from
dito sa
KL, Malaysia. Yan.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you. Maraming salamat, Gary.
You should note na siguro kahit gusto patulan ni VP Sara yung issue about secession or paghiwalay ng Mindanao katulad ng gusto ng father niya, hindi pwede. Hindi lang sa elected official.
Yeah.
So parang bawal yun sa Constitution for you to even talk about it. Pangalawa, DepEd din siya. I mean, meron siyang ahensya na sinuservan. So, mahirap. Kaya tama siya, nililiko-liko nga, sabi niya.
At least umarap. At least umarap. Kahit puro
At
no
least
comment
umarap.
ang mga sagot.
Doon pa lang, napuna
Diba?
namin kahapon. Nung
Palapit siya eh.
nung
Palapit
video,
sa mga
siya yung
reporter.
lumalapit. Sabi ko, that's good kasi dito ang hirap talaga.
Unless hindi niya expected na gano'n magiging tanong.
Baka,
Kasi como nasa
Yeah.
ibang bansa siya, baka she probably expect a different set of questions, not the same
pero
questions.
tama,
about
in-play
politics.
niya yung short answers. Short answers talaga yung binigay niya. Nung nire-review natin yung tape niya. Anyway, mga kapatid, you're still watching Storycon on One News. We just need to take a break. We'll be right back.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group. The stories that are the headlines and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to StoryCon, the Story Conference. I'm Patrick Paez with Jovi Francisco.
So it's time to bring in Miss Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star. Anong balita, Ma'am Ami?
Good afternoon, Jovi and Patrick.
Pero sabi kanina, Ami, ni DICT Secretary Aboy, they've actually coordinated pa with the Japanese embassy on this matter because there was a simultaneous bomb scare also in South Korea. So medyo cross-country, borderless threat ito. Hindi na ito yung kamukha dati na sa text
Utol.
message lang, di ba?
Wala na yung
Nagpapadala
utol.
lang.
Hindi siya political, di ba? Kung hindi ta-target simultaneously ibang bansa.
Right. Oho.
Di ba? So, medyo tama rin yung PNP na hindi siya destabilization. Although, hindi pa destabilized na yan kung nawawala ng klase. Saka na
Kung umuwi yung
i-disrupt
mga
opisina.
umuwi yung mga ahensya. Yeah. that's
Oo. Tapos, ayun pa, magbabalantine bukas, di ba?
The scams.
Related pa rin sa mga love scams. Merong istorya ngayon, Agence France Press from China, na nauuso daw ngayon sa mga Chinese women na ang boyfriend nila AI na, AI.
Grabe.
Ganun. Bakit? Bakit naman? Nauubusan ng mga lalaki.
Hindi. Mas magaling daw makipag-usap yung AI
Ayun,
boyfriend
no.
with women kaysa
Yeah,
sa mga
kasi
lalaki.
yung-
Ano na masasabi ninyo?
Yung sinasagot kasi ni AI is tailored doon sa preference ng kausap.
Kung anong gusto marinig ng babae.
Exactly.
Oo.
Importante ba yun, Ami? Kailangan yung, di ba? Kasi alam mo, lalaki, baka ayaw na masyadong, ayaw na lang mahabang usapan siguro, baka ganun.
Mas empathetic yung
Yeah,
AI
that's true, I think.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oo, at nasasabihan nila ng mga problema.
Oo.
Pwede pa nilang imbentohin. Meron silang immortal boyfriend,
Yeah.
merong prince, merong pop star, merong CEO. Ayan.
Tsaka, siguro sensitive guy.
It's
a shoulder to cry on, an
Totoo.
ear to, di ba? An ear who listens.
It's
Parang
ano
ganun
eh.
siguro.
Pero, of course, ang problema dyan, baka kasi free yung app eh. Baka gamitin yung personal data.
Ayun,
Pwede,
yun
pwede.
lang. Malamang, Ami. Nothing comes free, di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya
It's-
na nga.
oo,
kaya na
wala
nga.
naman
Kaya
libre talaga
baka
eh.
lalong lumawak yung mga love scam na yan.
Ayun,
Kahit hindi
oo.
na Valentine's Day, magkagulo.
Parang
Yeah.
reminds me of this movie na recent lang, hindi naman recent, a couple of years
Yung
ago.
hair.
Yung hair. Na si Siri yung
Futuristic.
niya,
Futuristic, oh.
karelasyon niya. So ito, si Siri, binigyan mo ng personality. Diba? Dahil AI
Si
na nga.
Joaquin Phoenix yan, saka si
Oo.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, malakas.
It's really good.
Oh, maganda yung story.
Kay
Thank you po.
Ami,
Wala
may
na.
tanong lang ako.
Yes.
For tomorrow's paper. Valentine tomorrow, Ami. May lugar ba si JPE doon sa anywhere in the front pages of
Aside from,
Philippine Star?
aside from the feature na lumabas itong nakalipas na araw.
JPE
Ma'am
is turning 100.
May surprise kami dyan para
Ayan.
bukas.
Oo,
Abangan nyo,
abangan
front
nyo.
page.
Kasi
Meron kami dyan.
Kasi doon sa weekend yun, nakalagay immortal siya eh.
Oo
So
nga.
we'll see kung anong
Ang
next
ganda
na.
ng mga comment.
Yeah.
Pero meron pa yung part 2, pero iba yung magsusulat.
Aha,
At
so we'll see
namin
tomorrow.
feature yan para
Yeah.
bukas.
Page
Abangan
1, page 1, Ami.
Front page.
Front
Yes.
page.
Page
Yes,
1.
yes.
Alam mo, Ami, pinaghandaan talaga ng mga news organizations, mga newspapers. Itong 100 years of JPE.
Oo, ang hirap-hirap. Kasi he's one of the few na talagang lucid pa siya ha. Actually, nung in-interview natin siya noon sa The Chiefs,
Oo.
Joby, medyo nakakalimot. Pero sabi nung nag-interview sa amin, si Milet Manangkil, actually, he's still very sharp
Oho.
at 100 years old.
Yeah.
So, interesting siya na alam mo naman, hindi lang lifespan ang importante, kundi quality of life. Eh.
Oho, at saka yung clarity ng utak, nakakapag...
And clarity,
Alam mo, we're
yeah.
told that he
Yeah.
still attends the cabinet meetings regularly and he's not
Yes.
wheeled in on a wheelchair. Talagang naglalakad siya. May walker, may tungkod, pero naglalakad.
Kaya nga eh. Kailangan tanungin natin yung secret niya. No?
Hindi easy to go around the palace. Alam nating tatlo yun. Di ba? I mean, malakad siya. Malakad, maakyat.
Maakyat.
So for
Kaya
him
bukas,
to
meron
attend
pa
all
kami
those.
isang story about him. Abangan
Yeah.
ninyo.
Yeah, abangan namin
Baka
yan.
bumili kayo ng Philippine Star.
tomorrow.
Bumili
Bumili
na ng
ka ng
Philippine Star.
Philippine Star.
Yan.
With that, thank you muna.
Pero bukas, we will pick up that story, Ami.
Of course.
Oo.
Yes, okay,
Here.
okay.
Thank you, Philippine Star Editor-in-Chief, Miss Amy Pamintuan. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Jovi and Patrick.
Paalam na tayo.
Paalam na tayo kasi gusto ko na rin habulin yung storya para may two sides tayo, di ba?
Right.
No? Anyway, those are the stories that are the headlines, the stories behind the headlines. I'm Jovi Francisco.
I'm Patrick Paez. Join the story conference again tomorrow at 4 p.m. This is One News, all sides, all the time. This is the Story Conference Group or the StoryCon Group.